It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And the pregame warm-ups wrapping up out there in Cleveland, where it'll be the Cavaliers against the Milwaukee Bucks. We've seen some really solid play from this Bucks team recently. The game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. And tonight, what about Colin Sexton? 6'2". Kenny, this guy's a natural scorer, still trying to evolve as a playmaker.
Played for a good friend of mine, Avery Johnson, down there. Extremely quick, athletic, creates for himself easily. Still learning how to create for others, but he's a great prospect.
You know what I like? He's unafraid of contact. He pushes the action and plays with a lot of passion.
You afraid of contact?
Nope. It's too quick for you. You couldn't even touch me.
Why'd you move?
Look at that.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm stretching. My neck's hurting.
You guys are both softies. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Milwaukee Bucks today. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brett Barry. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sidelines. The Cavaliers again playing host, continuing their homestand in this one. They feel like they're a better team than their record shows, and in games like this one, it's an opportunity to prove it. They can step it up and make a game of it. We'll see.
And what you love about rivalry games, doesn't matter where the teams are in the standings. This is about pride.
Well, as much as guys talk about it and try to downplay it, we know what's at stake here. You get into the game, and then your emotions take over.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the Bucks' first All-Star since Michael Redd back in 2004. Now, the lefty Redd said, "I've never seen anybody like him. It's almost like he's from another planet. It won't be hard for him to attract talent here. I just want a ring when they get a ring." Kevin?
And the Bucks just one title back in 1971. DA, thank you. Here at the midway point, what we begin to realize now, there were some underrated pickups in the offseason that are showing what they can do.
Now, these are the kind of moves where at the end of the year you start thinking about candidates for Executive of the Year because they've plugged some holes. They've had an acquisition that's made their bench deeper, and we start to see in an 82-game season that maybe in the 55th to 57th game, a pickup like that is helping them win ball games. This is where those guys earn their money, the general manager.
Not wholesale changes. Just one guy can change a team slightly, and that nuance pays off.
Oh, anything subtle like that, that's where really you tip your hat to the general managers who understood that at some point during the year, we're going to lean on this player.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is down low with Lopez. Bledsoe is out there with Brogdon. And it's Middleton in at the small forward position. Here's Antetokounmpo. Oh!
I think Giannis loves that kind of stuff right there. His dunks sometimes get vicious.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now, here's Clarkson. He had 15 points last outing. Left side, Love. Shot clock at 6. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
When you look at Kevin Love's production the last few seasons, I think the 2018 season was by far his best. He's really sacrificed a lot of his own numbers between that time he was in Minnesota and these seasons in Cleveland.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. With Love and his fewer shots, his sacrifice for the team, Brent, leads him to being underappreciated.
Well, there are some things that Kevin can't do, but the things he can do put him in the elite category at the power forward position. It's amazing to see how much he was under the microscope, much like Chris Bosh during his years in Miami when LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris teamed up. But if Love was only concerned with his numbers, he could do a lot more on the floor.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
I like how Giannis is inviting a little bit more contact and no longer shying away from it.
Here's Sexton. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Sexton the pass to Thompson. To the inside. Tries again. Sexton kicks to Thompson. Over Lopez. The Cavaliers again can't hit. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game.
Pretty good awareness there from Malcolm Brogdon, capable of spotting the open teammate on that side of the ball.
For Cleveland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Clarkson finds Thompson. Inside. Here's Sexton. He can't get that one. Now the Bucks take it the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball, following the bucket by the Bucks. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That is his first foul of the game. Near the three-point line, it's Love, and he gets it to go from the corner.
Love is awesome at reading the defense. When they're not up on him, he's going to let it rip.
And stolen by Sexton. Over Bledsoe. The shot by Sexton, no good.
And usually that mid-range jumper finds the bottom of the net. The defense has to be more aggressive moving forward. Got to make those shots. Not sure how he missed it. The defense was just okay.
So it's the Cavaliers now, following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Back to Love. From past the arc. That one's not going to go. Great D that time from Middleton. And stolen by Sexton. Here's Thompson. That one doesn't drop. The Bucks go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Milwaukee.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
It was definitely that defense that carried them to that huge win that night. You have to figure they'll be primed to wreak even more havoc here in this one.
A dangerous scorer from mid-range. Sexton loves to take that shot when he gets it in rhythm.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. And Colin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Nance is checked in. And stolen by Sexton. Clarkson against Brogdon. Clarkson passes to Love. Back to Clarkson. Love kicks to Nance. And Middleton with the block.
Well, the long arms of Middleton getting up there on defense and throwing that one away.
There's the pass to Sexton. On the wing, Thompson. Lopez covering, just 4 to shoot. Goes up again, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. And it's 6 points for Kevin Love. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Milwaukee. Trailing by 2. To end the drought. And he lays it up and in.
He's a hard guy to guard everywhere on the floor, but more than anywhere else, Giannis can get you in the paint. That's where he lives.
Now here's Nance. 9-point game his last outing. Antetokounmpo against Love. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Bledsoe outside. Here's Middleton. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist.
Now working in the mid-range, Middleton finding some ways to play in between.
Now here's Sexton. Guarded by Bledsoe. Lopez with the block. And it's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession. And some changes here for the Bucks. Pau Gasol is checked in for Lopez. Mirotic comes in for Malcolm Brogdon. And George Hill's subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. And here's Love from the arc. The rebound by the Bucks.
There's some defense for you. And for someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it. That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Here is Love. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Here's Middleton. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Clarkson against Middleton. Thompson finds Love. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
Well, beyond the physical stuff, what I like about Giannis right now is the feel for the game. That time, great timing defensively.
Now, here is Hill. Defense right on him. Shoots from 14. And it falls over the rim and in. Antetokounmpo's got 10 points in the game.
Well, not a mismatch until you exploit it. That's exactly what he did there from the mid-range.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. The G League is testing out more ways to speed up the game. Shorter overtime periods, a 14-second shot clock after an offensive rebound. You think those are necessary things?
I think they're worth trying out, Kevin. I don't know necessarily that they're necessary. Is that redundant?
No,
it might have been.
It makes sense when you say it.
But the league always exploring ways to improve the game, and I commend Adam Silver and the competition committee for trying.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Chris, he's checked in for Thompson. John Henson comes in for Kevin Love. Stauskas is checked in for Clarkson, and it's Brandon Knight in for Sexton. Poked loose. It's stolen by Nance, and the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Here's Hill. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Connaughton. Down low, Gasol draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Pau Gasol, not the same player Brent he once was, but he still knows how to get the job done.
Yeah, 2001 is when it is that Pau Gasol came into the NBA as a very slightly built Spaniard for the Memphis Grizzlies, but the skill was on display from the very start. He's had a Hall of Fame career, a two-time champion, and one of the best and most skilled players to play that position in the last 20 years.
Here's Stauskas. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. And Henson kicks to Stauskas. And it's Gasol with the rebound.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
Here's Chris. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Some solid defense from Gasol.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
And he can extend the lead to double digits. The Cavaliers trail by 9. Stauskas dishes to Nance. Back to Stauskas to end the run. Connects from three-point range. Stauskas has got his first 3 points of the game.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Mirotic's shot is off. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. A nice shot by Knight.
Well, Knight in there closer to the basket got really hungry for 2 points there. Works around the defense.
Bucks leading by 4. It's Hill on the wing. He's guarded by Knight. And that one drops.
this is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Pass to Chris. To the wing right side. Here's Stauskas. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Here's Antetokounmpo. Stolen by Henson. Knight kicks to Chris. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Yeah, that's a nice touch shown off by Marquise Chris. You want him to score a little bit more from there if he can.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Amazingly, the Bucks, one of the slower teams in the league last season in terms of their pace. And when you're talking about a team with tremendous length and athleticism, you think that maybe speed would come along with it and that they'd get out and thrive in transition. Not the case last year.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Hill passes to Ilyasova. Here's Connaughton. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Mirotic finds Gasol. Doesn't go for him. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. And the Bucks, still a top 10 offense last season, got to the line in bunches.
They got to the line, got into the interior, got into the paint, but their outside shooting is still a concern, Kevin. When you're down a lot of points and you need to stretch out the defense to come back in games, it's not something that they could do last year. So maybe looking to pick up a few guys on their roster to help expand the three-point shooting game.
Cedi Osman, he's checked in for Larry Nance. Here's Connaughton. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, you look at George Hill's game, and he doesn't wow you in any way, but he's a complete basketball player. Strong outside shooter, but might be most valuable defensively. Often regarded as one of the best defensive guards in the league.
That free throw, no good. And with Hill and his defense, perhaps what is best about it is that he can guard both guard positions, and that makes him valuable.
Yeah, and that flexibility gives a coach and his lineup so much leeway. Hill has a great wingspan, about 6'9", and can be very disruptive defensively. Very good at fighting through screens to stick with his assignments as well.
Knight with a good job in the pick and roll, outstanding at getting through the defense and then using the pass.
Hill kicks to Ilyasova. Pass to Mirotic from the arc. Knight grabs the board. And the Cavaliers with possession. They're on an 11-3 run. Henson the pass to Knight. Now Henson. 11 points for him in that last game against New York. Osman. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And that's a foul called on Nick Stauskas. That's his first foul. And stolen by Chris. Pass to Stauskas. And he uses the glass on the layup. Stauskas has got 5 points so far.
Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
Hill finds Ilyasova. Here's Mirotic. Launches a 3. Chris with the rebound. Hill against Knight. 1:06 left in the first quarter. And that one's good. Osman.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here is Hill. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. The kick out to Ilyasova. 5 on the clock. They get it back. For Milwaukee, they have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
That free throw good from Gasol.
And Pau Gasol really on the tail end of what has been a Hall of Fame career. He's a 2-time champion, international star, nothing left to prove, but still manages to put up points with his sharp approach to the game.
Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Sexton comes in for Stauskas. Both free throws good from Gasol.
I'll throw in the obligatory 2-time champion, a remarkable big man, Pau Gasol, who continues to add to his career.
Now, here's Sexton. Guarded by Bledsoe. The shot by Sexton, no good.
Credit the defense, wisely avoiding fouling the shooter. Don't want to give up a personal there. And he made him attempt a difficult layup. He's just so aggressive on that move. You have to come over fast and hard to stop him.
Now, here's Bledsoe. He's coming off a 22-point game against Indiana.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
Kevin Love has been leading the charge for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Already a superstar, Antetokounmpo talked about how much more he can improve.
I'm just trying to focus on the court. What's my next step as a basketball player, because I know this is just the beginning. I haven't even reached my potential yet. I think I have a long way to go, and maybe one day I can be top 10 in all those things. I feel like I can do that.
I think he's already a top 10 player with his skill set and physical tools, Greg. He can be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And what do you guys think about the Cavaliers so far in this one?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
Yeah, so that disruption is helping out because it's leading to some easy chances on the other end.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Brandon Knight is out there with Sexton. Then it's John Henson. Then there's Tristan Thompson. And it's Osman in at the 3 spot. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Love's checked in. Bledsoe for 3. And that's collected by Love. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Here's Thompson. Back to Knight. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Knight's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Cavs. Bucks shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Brogdon kicks to Bledsoe. The pass to Brogdon. Bledsoe against Knight. 13 feet away. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Bledsoe's got his first points in this one. Now, here's Sexton. Guarded by Bledsoe. Knight on the wing. A floater. The rebound by the Bucks. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Here's Bledsoe. The offensive rebound. And Thompson sends it back.
Well, Thompson lives in the paint, and defensively, occasionally, you're going to get to shots like that.
Now, here's Sexton. D right on him. And it's Osman missing.
And typically, he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
The score now all even. Bledsoe's got 5 points now this quarter.
That's pretty encouraging stuff there. Eric Bledsoe draining the 3-point shot and looking comfortable doing it.
And here's Sexton. He had 19 points in the win against New York. Good D by Lopez. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Middleton outside. He feeds it to Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
Well, Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
Sexton with it. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Nance comes in for Jetty Osman. And it's Clarkson in for Knight. And Milwaukee with a change here too. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Ilyasova. Bro, we've got great dunkers now. But you played at a time when there were sensational dunkers in the NBA.
Yeah, I saw a lot of guys go over the top of me.
Including yourself.
Too kind. Here's your money. Kevin, I think about those old, and we remember these, the old VHS tapes where you used to get like the dunk highlight tapes. Those are still so fresh in my mind.
Dr. J.
Dominique Wilkins over the top. Yeah. MJ over everybody.
Young Vince Carter.
Kenny Skywalker. I mean, just the list goes on and on. But the best in-game dunker, I think it's pretty unanimous that Vince Carter still holds the title.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up. And Malcolm Brogdon, the son of a lawyer and a college dean, no less. His maturity and thoughtfulness certainly reflect that upbringing.
And with the way Brogdon conducts himself, some teammates call him, Greg, the president.
Yeah, he has an air about him. That he has that leadership quality and has a goal to create an NGO to alleviate poverty and hunger in developing nations. Who knows? Politics might not be out of the question for this young man.
Malcolm Brogdon, a second-round pick. He won the Rookie of the Year in 2017. And maybe we shouldn't have been surprised at all. In Virginia, he was the ACC Player of the Year and the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Solid foundation coming into the league.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played, Clarkson off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. Well, Brogdon, only the fourth player in NBA history, Brent, to shoot over 40% from long range in his first season in the league.
Well, he adapted pretty quickly to the step back and longer distance of the NBA three-point line. He was also smart enough to be selective with it. Had a tremendous year.
Milwaukee, no good that time either. And it's what with the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They trail by 1. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And just looking at the stats, you can see, man, they were efficient on this night.
Yeah, the defense did nothing disruptive in the game, so good patience. It led to good shot selection, and then look at the excellent shooting percentage from the field.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's Sexton. He has 5. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Taking a look here at some numbers for Tristan Thompson. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. He's putting up 9 points a game, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists. And when it all comes together for him, this is what he's capable of.
Yeah, this is what his coaches have been waiting for that light bulb to turn on. And right now, it is burning bright. He looks fantastic.
And he comes up with the deuce. And now it's a 3-point Bucks lead.
I mean, just look at the box score right now. He's not only filling it up with these points, but in every facet of the game.
Now, here's Sexton. Antetokounmpo defending. And here's Love for 3. Rebound, Milwaukee. Brogdon's got 4 rebounds now tonight. All going up court. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while for all that length in Giannis to catch up to those feet. But once he does, man, he can explode.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
And Chris Middleton, 2 seasons ago, tore his hamstring completely off the bone. I mean, He's come back and hasn't missed a beat. One of the most well-rounded players you'll see.
For the Cavaliers, Chris comes in for Kevin Love. And Nick Stauskas is subbed in for Sexton. And then for Milwaukee, Mirotic is checked in for Chris Middleton. Pat Connaughton comes in for Malcolm Brogdon. And George Hill's subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Chris kicks to Thompson. In the corner, Nance with it. He can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Mirotic. And Chris Middleton with maybe, Greg, his best season yet in 2017-18.
It just seems like he gets better every year. A former second-round pick, now all-star caliber. He's worked extremely hard, stayed in the lab, and now we're seeing the results.
Here's Stauskas. 5 points in the game. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, there have been a few small forwards helping their teams in all sorts of ways lately. Like this group leading the position and rebounding the last 10 games. Number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You know, there are some things he does really well on the perimeter, but in the paint, his rebounding is as impressive as anything else he does on the floor.
Free throw good, Stauskas. And for the Cleveland Cavaliers in this roster, Brent, a lot of sharpshooters that can get hot at any time.
Well, third in the league last season in made threes, and the team does a really good job of drawing and kicking and finding shooters, and they had the 5th best rated offense last year, mostly because of how well they shot the ball from distance.
And both free throws good for Stauskas.
Kevin, these are easy points. Remember, free throws.
Milwaukee leading by 5. Antetokounmpo kicks to Gasol. Good D by Thompson.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
On the wing, Thompson. Here's Chris. And Chris throws it down.
The Marquise Chris can get up off that floor. Wow.
Now Hill. Feeds it to Antetokounmpo. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And from everything you hear about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps a laser focus. Basketball and his family are his sole preoccupations.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
He's off on the first. And some have even compared Giannis to Kobe Bryant for his single-minded dedication, Greg, to improvement.
Yeah, you know, something of an introvert. Not a guy you'll find out on the town or schmoozing with other stars. He's content to save outside pursuits for after his playing days are done.
He's off on the second.
And they've had their difficulties from the line here in the second. Could extend their lead if they just make some more free throws.
Well, Clarkson doing his best to keep that mid-range jump shot from dying off.
Pass to Connaughton. Clarkson against Hill. Pass to Mirotic. Clock at 6. Lets a floater go. From deep. Hill, no good.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
Yeah, he has that kind of range, but maybe not that time the best judgment.
Fires from deep. A shot by Clarkson, no good. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Hill passes to Connaughton. He kicks it to Gasol. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Gasol's got 7 points.
With Gasol's length, sometimes, Kevin, that can be deceptively quick when you extend out there. The D can't do anything about that catch-and-shoot jumper.
Passes to Stauskas. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. And the Bucks with possession here. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Mirotic against Thompson. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 9 rebounds now tonight. To the paint. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Now the Bucks moving it up. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Stauskas. Nance with it. Now guarded by Mirotic. Chris can't hit.
A highlight reel play all the way. Just can't connect.
Man, what a missed opportunity there. Really just came down to some poor timing.
For the Cavaliers, John Henson's checked in for Nance. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Jordan Clarkson. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Snell's checked in. Now here is Hill. He's covered closely. Gasol on the high post. Working on Chris. You see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Antetokounmpo.
And this is the kind of performance that everyone talks about seeing in person. The way he's attacked the defense with no hesitation. The tough shots he's taken and made. Just a masterpiece. When he gets it going, he can put up some big numbers.
That free throw good from Gasol.
You look at the roster turnover that the Cavs have had the last few seasons. A lot of trades made, some hits and some misses. And you know the front office willing to make some deals to try to get this train back on the right track.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Cedi Osman, he's checked in for Thompson. And Knight subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Knight kicks to Chris. And the pass to Stauskas. Back to Chris. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Gasol. And with the trades this Cavs team has made several blockbuster deals in the last few years.
Well, they have a tough payroll situation that they're trying to deal with and manage and manipulate. It's tough for a young GM to try to find a way between sticking with what they've done, or is it a time to try to start to develop something for their future? You give them credit for doing everything in their power to still compete.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Well, his offense should come with a warning label, caution, flammable. He's connecting on everything. The D looks dumbfounded.
The Bucks have gone 9 of 13 from the line. Eric Bledsoe's checked in for Milwaukee. Knight finds Chris. Back to Knight. It's stolen by Hill. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
You got to stay down on Brandon Knight. Pretty effective that time at fooling the defense.
Now for the Bucks in 2017, Brent, disagreement over front office candidates, a divided leadership structure. If you're on that roster, how much of those kinds of things concern you?
I don't think the players are worried about that at all, because what you have now is a new voice in the locker room. You're going to have to learn a lot of new language, new offense, new defense. And that's enough to make you think just about basketball and not the business of basketball, Kevin.
And he knocks down the first one.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Knight hits them both.
How about the Cavs last year, making it back to their 4th straight finals appearance alongside the Golden State Warriors, and for a team in a city that just had so little to cheer and celebrate about. Obviously, LeBron James bringing their championship to them a couple years ago. Ultimately, the golden era of Cleveland Cavalier basketball.
And the Cavs and Warriors last year in the finals, Brent, the Cavs had a chance to even the rivalry at 2 wins apiece.
Well, they did, Kevin, but pretty much outmatched last year in the finals. Just too much roster change and not enough firepower to overtake the Golden State Warriors. The depth just wasn't there. It was a great ride last year with LeBron getting back to his 8th finals, but they came up short.
And he makes the first.
Well, the Bucks, this is a franchise that for a long time just was treading water and chasing after a 7th or an 8th seed on the back end of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Not so much anymore. With Giannis Antetokounmpo leading the charge, the opportunity for the Bucks to do some damage in the playoffs is here.
Knight hits them both. And there's always pressure when you have a superstar player, Brent. And the Bucks are trying to capitalize on that window right now.
And I think Giannis, even though he's young, understands that great players are judged on how far they can push their teams. What type of postseason success can the Milwaukee Bucks have around what it is that Giannis can bring to the table? He wants to retire in a Bucks uniform. He's said that before, but winning makes that decision a lot easier. And maybe with the coaching change, they'll get there.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 13 points in just this quarter. And here's Knight. He'll bring it up for the Cavaliers. Pass to Stauskas. Over Ilyasova. That's in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Stauskas.
Some good court awareness that time from Brandon Knight. He's a creative guard who has a good feel for when his guys are open.
Bledsoe taking his time here. To the middle. Here's Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, especially in a game that is this close, every possession counting. That was just one side wanting it more than the other.
They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Hill, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Osman kicks to Knight. We've got 28 seconds left here in the second. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. 5 to shoot. And here's Stauskas from the arc. That's no good, and he's 3 for 5.
He sunk that 3 in the first, but yet to make another one.
Knight for 3. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. To the middle. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist from Antetokounmpo. And it's 13 points for Pau Gasol.
Gasol is an accomplished scorer on the inside. Tall, long, crafty, smart. Should I go on?
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Chris Middleton. Chris, a big effort from you guys in the first half. How do you keep that momentum going?
Come out with energy, just try to keep pushing the ball and get stops.
We know that's coach's emphasis, Chris. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. 1 half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. It was a big-time first quarter for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 25 points, 9 rebounds, and also 3 steals. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, I like the effort on the boards because a game could come down to just a few key possessions, and extra rebounds can give you those extra possessions if you work at it.
Looking at Cleveland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. These guys should be starting, Ernie.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
As we return a look at the corner of Euclid and East 6th in downtown Cleveland, just a few blocks from our spot here at Quicken Loans Arena. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Middleton and Giannis are your small and power forwards. Brogdon out there at Bledsoe. And it's Gasol out at the center. Love can't hit.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's face and then go and corral that backboard.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Bledsoe. Pass to Gasol. Back to Middleton. From deep three-point range. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Osman. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists now in this one.
You think about a coach looking into the eyes of one of his players and telling him to match up with Giannis Antetokounmpo and all the things that he brings to the table. That's a long night of restlessness before you match up. Press up on him, he'll blow by you in transition. He's at the rim in 2 dribbles. Tough to stop that kid.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Antetokounmpo covers so much ground, Brent. He can almost go the entire length of the court in 2 dribbles.
Well, once he gets around towards the rim, his reach can make it seem like defenders aren't even there. Not just one defender, but multiple defenders. So it's unfair already, and you add that athleticism to what he can do. Wow, unstoppable offensive force.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Sexton the pass to Love. Knocks it loose. Top of the key. That one a little long.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Bledsoe outside. Outside Gasol. A 3-pointer is right on target. Gasol's got 16.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And it's Osman missing.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime. And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
I admire the approach here, especially in such a hostile environment. Offense and defense, they really played a whale of a game.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
Well, Chris Middleton is such a versatile scorer, and because he has the ability to put the ball down on the floor, sometimes defenders are not as willing to close out to him, but last year was in the 74th percentile in spot-up jump shots. It can be devastating from there.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Lopez is checked in. Osman, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face. 8 points for him.
And with that one, he halts an 11-0 run by the Bucks.
In the corner, Middleton with it. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And Middleton can hurt you from anywhere. But his mid-range game, Brent, his mid-range game stands out.
Yeah, people don't really realize how effective Chris has been from the mid-range. He was up there with Kevin Durant statistically in some of the numbers. And the fact that he's got that long frame, any switchable defender that's smaller than him gives him the immediate advantage.
Larry Nance is checked in for Jetty Osman. Mirotic is checked in for the Bucks. Now here's Bledsoe. Tight defense on him. In it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Yeah, scratching my head trying to remember the last time that they missed. They're on an absolute tear.
Sexton's shot is good.
And it's great to see Sexton slashing inside with that quickness and athleticism. Boy, he is tough to contain.
To the left side wing. Mirotic's shot is off.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
That one drops for him. Love's got 10 points in the game.
Sexton has to just keep developing his court awareness. You want to see more passing from him.
Bledsoe outside. Mirotic has a wide open look. Sinks the 3-pointer. And the Bucks lead by 18.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from 3-point range.
Thompson finds Love. Shoots. No good. Shot missing. The Bucks go the other way with it.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. And they got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Here's Clarkson, and Lopez pulls it down. Lopez has got 4 rebounds in this game. The shot by Brogdon wide open. Rebound Love.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
Brogdon against Clarkson. Brogdon kicks to Mirotic. Off target from outside.
Just not his night so far, guys.
Mirotic against Love. Here's Nance. Rebounded by the Bucks.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
Sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
Well, Mirotic last year, it was the tale of 2 halves. It was the shaved year versus the unshaved year for him. Great start with the Bulls and played some very good basketball, and then struggled a little bit after the trade to the Pelicans, and then boom, all of a sudden was a huge part after Cousins went down, was extremely complimentary to the fast pace and stretching out the offense with the 3-point ball playing alongside AD.
Chris with it. Lopez is there. Chris gets the bucket.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Milwaukee leading by 18. Brent, you're talking about Mirotic. The real Mirotic is somewhere in between.
Yeah, he's had a little trouble with consistency, but you got to look at what was surrounding him in Chicago with all the roster movements and the coaching changes, stylistic changes. So, when he gets on, we saw this late in the year with the Pelicans and somewhat in the playoffs, he can be an explosive scorer. He can put the ball down and make plays. He can shoot you into and sometimes out of a game.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
The shot's good from Henson.
That's a confident play from John Henson going against the tight defense and scoring inside.
Here's Middleton. He's got 9. Here's Nance. Here's Henson. And slam dunk by Henson.
Yeah, there's good reason why Henson's a high percentage shooter. So many of his looks right there, right at the rim.
And here's Hill, who will bring it up for Milwaukee. It's a 16-point game. Outside Mirotic. From 15 feet away, count that one. Mirotic has got 7 points.
And not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of his swagger back.
Now, here's Sexton. 7 points in the game. On the wing, Nance. A 3-ball. It's rebounded by Ilyasova. Bucks leading by 18. Here's Middleton. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Middleton's got 7 now in this quarter.
And not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second.
Goes up to the stripe. Again, the Cavaliers score.
Clever and confident in that pick and roll. Sexton's decision making in these sets has really improved.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And of course, Colin Sexton. His college team once had to finish a game with only 3 players.
Yeah, and he scored 40 that night. He almost led him to a victory. He loves to play under the bright lights, brings great energy and enthusiasm every night.
Cedi Osman, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. The Bucks also changing it up. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Brook Lopez. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for George Hill. No good from Bledsoe. The Cavaliers trail by 18. Osman, the pass to Sexton. And Nance kicks to Sexton. Buries it from 3-point range. He's got 12.
And it's important Sexton makes those. The more he hits from outside, the more the floor will open up.
Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. And it's 29 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Passes it to Chris. Out to the right wing. Here's Osman, defended by Middleton, and that one's good. Osman.
I can't be frustrated at him tonight. He's doing his job. I'd like to see his guys step up a little more.
Bledsoe finds Antetokounmpo to the inside. Mirotic, a good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Mirotic has got 9 points in the quarter.
No, right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Sexton with it. Ilyasova on him. Here's Osman. Offline with his 3. Milwaukee leading by 17 to the inside. And there's Bledsoe on the assist from Mirotic. And that's 15 points for Eric Bledsoe.
Well, the O looks unstoppable tonight, especially because of that guy. He's just torching them.
And here's Sexton. 12 points for him. Oh, and here we go. Antetokounmpo, nobody back. And the foul on John Henson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Bucks with some changes. Pau Gasol is checked in for Ilyasova. DJ Wilson comes in for Mirotic. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for Chris Middleton.
Well, he's a great shot blocker. Henson still trying to bring the rest of his game up to that level.
And Chris throws it down.
We talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Milwaukee's gone 3 of 7 from 3-point range here in quarter number 3. Here's Sexton. Up and in on the layup. Sexton's got 9 points now in just the second half. The Bucks shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. Antetokounmpo against Henson. Gasol. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. 18 points for Pau Gasol. The Cavaliers trail by 17. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Yeah, the body language right now is not looking good for this basketball team. The game might be out of reach, but they have to avoid mistakes like that.
Channing Frye's checked in for Cleveland. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Larry Nance. And Milwaukee with a change here too. Brook Lopez is checked in for Wilson.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Here's Lopez and the dunk by Lopez.
Yeah, that's pretty much a perfect pass, and that's also alliteration.
We've got 22 seconds left to play in the third. Now here's Sexton, guarded by Bledsoe, right at the free throw line. Here's Henson, doesn't get it to drop for him. Good work defensively by Gasol. Here's Bledsoe, that one good for 2. Bledsoe's got 12 now in this quarter.
And Bledsoe stays confident even down there in the paint as a point guard, finishing deep that time.
And so it's Milwaukee taking a 19-point lead into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. John Henson out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Sexton. And it's Osman in at the small forward. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
Kevin Love has been in the league long enough to understand that down low, contact happens.
You know, watching Kevin Love, he's really got a ton of tools at his disposal offensively. We know he can shoot it. We know he can post it, but his off-ball movement has also improved. Love has molded himself into a dynamic scorer.
One shot.
And with Love and his offensive game, he has even started getting more scores off of cuts.
Yeah, Love has a good sense of timing on when a lane will open up, and often will get matched up with a defender that just isn't as quick as he is. And when everything is clicking for him, he can light it up in a quarter, as we've seen in the past.
Clarkson against Brogdon. Clarkson surveying the floor. Kicks it to Sexton. And a miss there on the triple.
Man, it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
The Cavaliers again can't hit. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Cavaliers making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. Milwaukee leading by 18. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
A little quickness from Antetokounmpo there, blows right past the D.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Sexton. He's guarded closer, and it's good. 2 points.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
Off the inbound. The jump hook off the left rim and out. The Cavaliers trail by 18. Here's Osman. The pass to Clarkson. He kicks to Love. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. They get Pau Gasol. Well, you knew it wouldn't last forever. Couldn't last forever. LeBron's departure in the offseason, a huge blow to this Cleveland franchise.
And it's going to be talk and speculation as to why LeBron James left again. And that's going to continue all season long. But ultimately, the team, the city, they need to regroup. They need to reset. They need to think about their future. And they did a good job of gathering assets and some youth in the departure of LeBron James. But, man, that's a hole they're never going to fill, Kevin. Well, the Bucks with the superstar talent in Giannis Antetokounmpo, the critical decision this summer for selecting a new coach came down to a very qualified one in Mike Budenholzer. And with all the options out there, 9 coaching changes, I think that Bud saw the opportunity in Milwaukee as being a great one to push this team a little bit forward. The talent on the roster tantalizing enough for him to head to Milwaukee after his stint in Atlanta.
Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. The 11-footer. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Here's Sexton, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Sexton's got 15 points here in the second half.
Yeah, the first half was really tough, but he's really rounded a corner here and been fantastic shooting the ball here in the second half.
And Mike Budenholzer, the 2015 Coach of the Year, 4 titles, Brent, as an assistant in San Antonio. How do you like the fit for him now in Milwaukee?
Well, I think that the players are going to really enjoy the attention to detail that Coach Bud and his entire staff who are coming with him will put into place. There's an efficiency with which they'll get the work done, and they're going to have to be thinking on their feet, learning a new offense and some things fundamentally on defense that he'll get them excited about. I give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Brogdon the pass to Gasol. Brogdon against Clarkson. Brogdon with it. Lopez kicks to Gasol. 5 to shoot. On the mark with the 15-footer. Gasol's got 20 points.
Yeah, there are these flashes still with Pau Gasol where he can score at will. His versatility on full display here.
Love the pass to Osman. The shot off that time. And Milwaukee the other way now. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And Giannis adding muscle to his frame for these types of situations. He'll keep getting bigger and stronger, but willing to take the hit.
The league and players union, Brent, both have expressed supporting guys who express their views and social concerns. You like that?
Well, I think it's amazing the way the league has backed some of the avenues with which players have used their voices.
Embraced.
Well, extending well beyond just saying things, Kevin, because we know actions speak louder than words, and there are so many guys around our league that do important philanthropic work. But the fact that the league supports all of those things, the fact that you see Adam Silver show up at some of these events, or that there's press releases from the league office about some of the things guys are doing, there's amazing cohesion when it comes to the league and its players, because they understand that everything that they're doing has such a significant impact in the communities in which they live in and around the game with which we all love.
Well said.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
He's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end.
Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
One of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. Knight for 3. Rebounded by Snell.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And they pick up 2. Antetokounmpo's got 41.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze. That's a gorgeous assist. Outstanding at finding his guys in the spots where they want the basketball.
To the middle. Here's Mirotic. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers.
You think about Mirotic, the Yugoslavian big man, and really what he does best, and that is stretch out a defense on the floor. A 4-man that can drill shots and put it down a little bit where he can make those kind of plays.
Well, Brent, we're seeing the Hack-a-Shack targets improve their free throw shooting. Rules changes might curb the strategy, though, going forward.
Well, it's been nice to see that NBA players have worked on a weakness of theirs, free throw shooting in particular, to be better and be somebody who can stay on the floor to impact their team's winning. We saw that last year, Andre Drummond being a prime example. The other thing, Kevin, that we've seen too is coaches having to implement strategies, not just to do the hacking, but in terms of their substitutions and who's on the floor. So interesting thought processes from both ends, but mostly go shoot some free throws, guys.
Yeah, practice.
Practice.
Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Cleveland. The Bucks also with the sub. Ogden's checked in. Here's Thompson. Back to Henson. Over Mirotic. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
But defensively, you want to force Henson away from the rim, but you also have to get up on him in the mid-range.
Ogden kicks to Middleton. On the wing hill, down low. And so the ball out of bounds. Henson touched it last.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Anticipation, reads the play all the way. So close to a steal.
Eric Bledsoe's checked in for George Hill. Milwaukee with the ball. Ilyasova can't hit.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
And what I like best is that he does it completely under control. Really gives the shooter nowhere to turn to.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Eric Bledsoe, at one point, Brent, maybe the best defender in the league at the point guard position. Multiple knee surgeries later. Where do you think he stands now?
I think there's been some regression from what he could do athletically, Kevin. So now you have to start to rely on your skill. His offensive game has grown a little bit, and he's around a superstar. That should make it easier to set up some opportunities where he could be more consistent offensively, especially shooting the basketball.
Ogden against Clarkson. Here's Nance. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Hard for opposing teams to box out Nance because of all the activity that Larry Nance Jr. has. Plays alive on every possession.
Bledsoe kicks to Mirotic. It's Brogdon on the wing. Dishes to Ilyasova. For three. And Malcolm Brogdon good for three.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And slam dunk by Henson.
Good hustle by Henson. Once he gets those long strides going, he's tough to keep up with.
And the Bucks with possession here. Now Bledsoe. Well, we know that Dr. James Naismith came up with the idea when he was teaching at the YMCA. But as far as skill development, Brent, some feel that maybe in the skill category that the USA has fallen behind a little bit. Do you agree?
I think what the United States is doing on that level between your late grade school years and AAU programs in particular and your high school years, that they're trying to address this issue and get ahead of it a little bit. For years, there was a 10-year or 15-year gap about European players being schooled and being in institutions where they were basically young professionals from the age of 12 to 14 having school and basketball and being at a facility for just those things specifically. The last few years, there's been a lot of concern with players being more adept and more skilled here in the States. The change is coming.
They get it back.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And the foul on John Henson. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. Eric Bledsoe, Greg, one of the league's best slashers.
Yeah, he gets to the rim with regularity, and he finishes at a high rate, lives at the line. He is a nightmare in the open court.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Osman's checked in.
I felt like he was a little hesitant in the first half, but really he's amping himself up here and battering around to get himself to the free throw line.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
Rooting out guys for his position and then outworking them, so you add fundamentals with the effort. Leader by example.
Now, here's Clarkson. He dishes it to Sexton. Pass to Thompson over Lopez. But he gets it back. And Thompson kicks to Clarkson. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 4th assist in this one.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
Pass to Middleton. Do you think it seems like young players are more receptive to stints in the G League than they were in the past?
I feel that way.
Seems
Kevin,
that way, yeah.
Like the stigma of what was used to be the D League, and maybe it was because those were the grades that I had, that you felt a little weird about it. But now that it's the G League, and now that, like we talked about, almost half the players last year had some kind of touch with the G League, I think that stigma has mostly gone away.
Are you saying you were a G student?
Well, when I gave my mom my report card, she said, gee, you got 4 A's.
Love's checked in for John Henson. The Milwaukee Bucks looking to move the needle with their new head coaching hire. If you're in that role, Brent, what changes do you make?
Well, I think the team just needs to find a little bit better cohesion on the defensive end. They tried a lot of things schematically last year that I don't think they were as connected as they needed to be there. And as far as personnel goes, they're really lacking some consistency from outside on the perimeter, their perimeter shooting. I know Tony Snell had a decent year, but there's not a lot of three-point attack from the Milwaukee Bucks. It makes it tough for them to score.
Passes it to Brogdon. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. The shot by Middleton, wide open. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
And that's what Middleton is known for, a remarkable outside shooter, and that release got off pretty quick.
Clarkson kicks to Osman. Knocked loose and stolen by Love. Takes the 3. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
You could see some miscommunication on the defensive end of the floor that time. No excuse for letting a player get that good a look on that possession.
Bledsoe dishes to Antetokounmpo. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. We love the sneakers these players wear. Now so many different styles. A lot of different signature shoes out there.
I'm not really a sneakerhead myself, Kevin. I didn't really fall down that rabbit hole, but I know some guys in the league, and we've seen photos of their closets at home filled with
hundreds.
Not hundreds. I've seen guys pushing thousands of pairs of shoes. Now that is dedication.
Worth a lot of money.
No doubt about it. And some of the guys, Kevin, don those specialty sneakers in big-time games. And the one guy that comes to mind for me is P.J. Tucker. Lots of play from P.J. Tucker about some of the things that he strapped on last year during the finals.
Stauskas is checked in for the Cavaliers. Brandon Knight comes in for Sexton. The Bucks also changing it up. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Hill in for Eric Bledsoe. Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're trailing by 19. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
He silenced this crowd with an unreal display. His ability to drown out the noise and the hostility of an opposing crowd is pretty special. .125 left to play in the final quarter. Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Bucks.
They really had it going, guys. Their offense propelled them.
In this case, it was the higher shooting percentage that made the difference and earned them the W.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And there's the call on Cedi Osman. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line. And he makes the first.
Chris Middleton has worked his way back and come a long way. The former second-round pick becoming a consistent starter in the league.
He hits both from the stripe. 52 seconds left in the game. Cleveland's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Osman kicks to Stauskas. Tries from 7. And he hits the jump shot. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Bucks. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. And there's the pass to Connaughton. 5 on the clock. Here's Hill. Thompson with the rebound.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
Stripped it away. Launches it. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Eric Bledsoe. Eric, a strong performance tonight. What's been the difference?
We're getting out in transition, trying to get defensive stops, and everybody's just playing their game.
And it showed tonight, Eric. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you next time.